Okay, so I'm Graham Parker, and just a year ago I finished my fine art degree, and I'm a painter.
Has painting been something you've always done? Is that the medium that you've always used, or?
Yeah, from the time I was in school, I really got interested in Van Gogh, and I just loved the way that he uses his paint,
Yeah.
you know, and the swirls and the curls, and so full of energy. So that inspired me. So yeah, painting. I've done some printing. I've done some ceramics. Done some filmmaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always come back to painting.
Cool. Your subject matter is quite natural, even the more abstract pieces. Has nature always been something that's inspired your art, or?
I think it has. You're right to say that initially I was interested in abstraction and sort of repetitive actions on
Yeah.
canvas with paint. But I think because there's so much emphasis on conceptual art right now, which I respect, and you know I like a lot of conceptual artists, because painting wasn't so sort of like cool starting off in art college, I sort of went the other way. I could easily have been sort of conceptual artist or something else, but it's the thing about paint that really attracts me, that I'm really interested in.
Last year you completed a degree in fine art, like you said. What was your reason behind doing the degree?
That's a good question. I think that within my practice, I'd, as I say, followed a few different directions, and I wanted some, if you like, some proper tuition.
Yeah.
You know, to learn really.
Yeah.
You know, so I could read. It's a bit late in my time of life, but you know, to explore some different approaches in depth, and to really decide what it was that I wanted to do and how I was going to do it.
So you feel like the degree really helped you practice and everything?
I think it has, yeah. As much as anything else, I think it's about being with other students and you know, in conversation and looking at what everybody's doing. And there's that thing of that sort of cross-fertilisation thing where you see what somebody's doing and it might indirectly influence you, and it sort of bounces around. So yeah, it's been a good experience by and large.
You have recently begun a new project of painting portraits of yourself. Could you explain a little about the project and how you decided to do this?
Yeah. Well, as you say, more recently my work has been about place, and I've begun to realise, you know, over the last 2 or 3 years, that for me it's really important to actually sort of go to the location or to you know, do sketch and draw the thing that you're actually sort of trying to represent may not be, but depict.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've already, you know, I've spent a lot of time drawing and sketching sort of on location in the place. But as a change from that, if you like, I thought I'd try to do a self-portrait.
Yeah.
And again, I find it really difficult, really hard. And again, the only way I can do it is just by keep on drawing, keep on doing it. Yeah. But it's an interesting change.
As you experience here at Elysium Studios with an eclectic range of artists, different to how the studio experience was in uni, or?
I think it's essentially the same sort of a similar experience. It's fabulous, you know, working alongside artists like Catherine Webster and I'm no good at remembering people's names. Catherine Webster and the others that are here.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing I was talking about in university. That you bounce off each other and you get inspired. And I think the other thing is, you know, when things aren't going well in your painting, you can get some reassurance perhaps from other people. They can help you through those difficult times. I'm sure we all have as artists.
Yeah, exactly. Could you tell us a little about the collective you're involved with?
Oh sure, yeah. That was something. It's called 1500 Lives, and that came out of the marketing and self-promotion module of the university course that I did. And there was what seemed to be a bit of a daft thing to me. It was sort of like, pretend you're going to make up a group, or pretend you're going to a museum, and what you have to do. So myself and Sylvia Evans thought, well, rather than sort of make it up, we might as well do it. So we formed it as a group of 4 or 5 of us, and it was again, it's good to have that sort of support of other artists in staging shows, and we've been working in Creative Bubble just across the road, and putting on sort of monthly community arts-based sort of events, and we've sort of really enjoyed that. So,
does working within a collective change your concepts and perspectives of your own work?
That's a very good question. In 1500 Lives, when we were working in Creative Bubble, we actually, 3 of us and invited artists like yourselves, work live. In front of each other and in front of the public, and it does make you think about what you're doing and how you're going to do it when if you like, you're sort of in some respects you're sort of representing the group, so you think, oh, is that appropriate? And more often it is, and sometimes it's not, and we do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that sort of where there's more than one person involved in an art group, it does make you focus on your work, yeah. Sure.
Thank you very much, Graham.
Okay, it's been a pleasure.